And welcome back to another fantastic Patriot XL with Chris Greenman and Johnny Thunder. Welcome back, Chris. It's been a busy week for you.
It's been a busy week,
Yes,
but I'm back in the saddle.
I love your shirt. It's
Thanks.
yes. Ooh, ready for the third time. You know
Yes,
what?
that's right.
You too can have one of these muscle shirts that have a man pectorials inside them if you order today for $9.95. So today we got
Yeah,
some good
man, I like
stuff to
that.
review, Chris. What's the first thing on the docket we got here to review?
Well, the Congress is looking into the whole Bragg and the lawsuit in New York, the crazy ass lawsuit in New York, and Jim
Alvin
Jordan.
Bragg.
Well, just they're looking at investigating a case against the DA's office, basically. So, um, yeah. So let's go ahead and show that a little bit.
Mhm.
Father whose son was attacked in Times Square because he was Jewish. And Bragg offered one of his assailants a sweetheart slap on the wrist deal, even though he had previous run-ins with the law, showed no remorse, and was arrested while out on bail. A few weeks after this day one memo, Alvin Bragg told one of his prosecutors, Mark Pomerantz, quote, he could not see a world in which he would indict President Trump and call Michael Cohen as a prosecution witness. That's right. After campaigning on going after the former president, Alvin Bragg gets into office and realizes the case against President Trump is ridiculous. And that's why the Southern District of New York didn't bring it. That's why his predecessor, Cy Vance, didn't bring it. Everybody knew Michael Cohen couldn't be trusted. In fact, his former lawyer sat right in this room and told us, you can't believe what this guy says. Michael Cohen's lied to Congress, he's lied to the FBI, and he's lied to court. It's not often you can lie to all three branches of government and yet become the star witness in a prosecution of a former president.
And that's the
Now, what
New
caused
level.
Alvin Bragg to do the 180-degree turn? What caused him to change? That special assistant district attorney, Mark Pomerantz. The guy Alvin Bragg had told he could not see a world in which he would indict President Trump and call Michael Cohen as a prosecution witness. That guy resigned in protest of Mr. Bragg's decision not to go after President Trump. And his fellow assistant district attorney, Kerry Dunn, resigned as well. And they leaked their resignation letter to the New York Times. And after that, the left begins their pressure campaign on Mr. Bragg, and suddenly the, quote, zombie case is resurrected. And also, never forget, in November of 2022, President Trump announced he was a candidate for president of the United States. And just a few weeks later, Alvin Bragg hires former senior Biden Justice Department official Matthew Colangelo to come up and run the prosecution. Someone who had a history of taking on President Trump and his family's businesses and had also worked for the New York State Attorney General. Alvin Bragg, the partisan DA that campaigned on going after President Trump, whose newly hired lead prosecutor for the case also had a history of taking on President Trump, had their case now in front of a partisan judge. A judge who had donated to President Biden, who imposed a gag order on President Trump, prevented an expert defense witness from testifying, and also told the jury they didn't need to reach a unanimous decision. And there is the fundamental issue. No one knows what the federal crime is. Bragg and Colangelo bootstrap charges federal prosecutors declined to bring into some kind of never-seen felony. Former Attorney General Robert H. Jackson warned us about rogue prosecutors. Former Attorney General said this in a
this
speech
is a lot of
84
info, but
years
it's
ago.
all important.
The speech was titled The Federal Prosecutor. Applies to all prosecutors, though. Attorney General Jackson laid out a vision for how prosecutors should behave in a fair and just society. He stated, quote, therein is the most dangerous power of the prosecutor, that he will pick people that he thinks he should get.
So I know that was a lot of info there, but it's very important that we hear all that, because there's so many elements to this and why they're going after him for prejudicial prosecution and just going after all the frivolous stuff that went on there. And
Oh, we have a guest.
This is going to be exciting.
It wasn't working. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
That's
it's
okay. You're late for class. 2 laps around the gym, lady.
I love you.
So go on with what you were saying there, Mr. Chris.
Yeah, so basically that's what's going on is that they're zoning in on all the biasness and there's so many things wrong with that case that they're just laying out in detail every point of it that cross the lines, which they're not allowed to do, which has never been done. There's no precedent of it. There's nothing that the judge can say. They can't refer to a case that's done the same thing because it's all brand new. This is all just out of the blue. So I think
that's
we're going to see
exciting.
a lot of action. I think we're going to see a lot of action in Congress against that, and I think the Supreme Court's going to step in, kind of like the Supreme Court stepped in up with Texas, because I think the Supreme Court has had enough. They're seeing that they're having enough of this, and they're saying that Texas has the right to kick these people out, which was formerly only could be done by the federal laws. So lots going on with the Supreme Court's going to actually have to earn their salaries this next 6 months, I would say.
Well, I think I totally agree with you. Meg, where are you reporting from today?
I am on the peninsula. I was about to have some dinner, and my phone just, doesn't work here due to aliens, I'm sure.
Yeah, you did have an alien sighting. I think we'll have to go over that real briefly before we go on to the next segment. Did you see that video, Chris?
I didn't see the video. I want to see it.
Is it like a shooting star or a missile, Meg?
I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. But
that was in Orange County.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was something very randomly from another area of the universe. You never know, right?
Well, that's a good possibility. It could be a Minuteman test from that part of California. They fly over, and it could be something from Elon Musk.
Wait,
Exactly.
when was this? When was this again?
So
yeah, that was
it was last night.
What was it, Chris?
That was the Falcon launch.
That was a Falcon. That's probably SpaceX
from Vandenberg.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. See, Chris is in charge for a reason. We're trying to find the next segment here.
Well, let's talk about go to the House Speaker Mike Johnson. He has something kind of interesting to say about.
If you make at least $150,000 a year and you're still embarrassed to take your shirt off at the pool, I'll get you shredded.
I'll get you shredded if you make $150,000 a year. That's all I know. If you make $150,000 a year, I'll get you shredded if you're 50 years old. Trust me.
Exactly. All right.
You drive a BMW and you're left-handed and you make $150,000 a year, I'll get you shredded. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So let me see if I can present this thing. Let's see. Share screen. There we go.
Look at this lady that's about to go have dinner.
Which one?
This blonde lady.
Oh yeah. That's Meg.
That's Meg. That's our sponsor for the show. Thanks for sponsoring the show, Meg. I heard your art gallery is sponsoring our show. We appreciate it.
I just lost my thing that we were gonna have. Man, you should never put me in charge of this stuff, man. I just
Okay. I'll be taking over soon. This is just basic training.
I'm going to get a better backdrop here.
Oh, Fed, look at that. You look so professional.
I know.
Yeah, are you here to give us the weather report for Newport Beach?
I am wearing a 9-year-old sweatshirt. So
a 9-year-old.
Give me 1 sec. I got this.
9-year-old sweatshirt. That's our sponsor.
All right, you guys ready for this?
Yeah, we're ready. Here comes the next segment, Meg. Get ready for this. Here comes the big shot. Mr. Big's got this under control. And I think we're gonna review.
Okay, are we going yet?
Yeah, we're working on the Russell Fry bill. I think it's a good idea, and that basically is a simple concept. It's that if a president or vice president is challenged in court, in a state court, they would have the right to remove it to a federal court. That's a very common sense notion. It's something that's already in practice for federal judges and members of Congress. It should apply to the executive branch as well. And I think it shouldn't even be a controversial notion. He didn't bring up that specific piece of legislation. He did talk about his concern about the lawfare that's been waged against him, and we all know it. And I made the point in my introduction of him that it's backfired fantastically on the Democrat Party and the activists who are trying to use our judicial system to exact political vendettas against the primary opponent that they have for the control of the country. And what we've seen is outrageous, and we've also seen the polling and the fundraising and everything else go in the direction of the target. President Trump has set fundraising records. He raised $53 million in the first 24 hours after the verdict in that terrible, bogus trial in Manhattan. And I think that shows that people understand what's happening here. We also set fundraising records, and we've continued to. He's announced he's raised over $400 million since the verdict came down, and there's much more to come. And you know why? Because people see that that is a threat to our republic. They see that that's a threat to our system of justice, and they want to push back. And so in many ways, President Trump has become a symbol of that, pushing back against corruption, the deep state, the weaponization of the judicial system, and that's a very encouraging development. So I think that he made the point every time they indicted him, his polls went up. That's right.
So are we there? We there?
Go ahead, Christopher.
Anyway, yeah, I lost audio, I guess, for a second. But so most important message there is how it's backfiring. Everything they're doing is backfiring. Every tactic they try, it's backfiring. And I think that's the thing that is the most important that to think about, is that the rest of the world's waking up. I mean, you have like the story in Texas I was talking about. Those were actually the liberal judges that dissented on that one. So. That's the other judges agreed too, but this is the kind of stuff we're going to see happen over and over.
What's your take on that, Meg?
I think if you take it like a step further, it's beyond politics. It is sociopathic and psychopathic tendencies of individuals that got into politics, and so they usurp not only the rights of the people, but of the individuals that have like blood, shed and tears to really help this country.
I think so too. I think lawfare is the key word we're hearing here. Lawfare, and that's a real thing. We need that T-shirt. Down with lawfare. I mean, using the law for warfare, politically, propagandistically. I mean, that's not even a word, propagandistically, but it should be.
Well, I like it.
I don't know if there's a plural. There's just propaganda. It's all encompassing. Like, propagandically. Tight crew. We're running tight today. We get the dinner lady, Johnny Thunder, and Mr. Sensible dead center reporting live.
So Johnny, why don't you pick a third story? Because seeing that all the technical difficulties I have, it might be a good thing.
Okay. I have a good one, and I think I'll pull it up right now. This is in regards to the guru wondering what the hell happened in the polls. When they were talking about like why, oh wow, looks like he's really losing by a heavy margin.
Yes.
So that's the one I was going to go for.
I like it.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if I can get this going. I'll put it up there quick. Wait, let me spin it up. Uh-oh.
I'm asking
of advertising.
every pro-Trump patriot what.
Well, that's a good ad, but for some reason, I was spinning a little slow for some reason, and I get fast internet. And we're almost there. Yeah. We're almost there. Oh, la, 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 la.
Block party during a stop in Atlanta today, her second visit to the city in less than a week.
So this has support for Biden among black voters slip in key states as Trump makes gains. The numbers are even leaving a data guru speechless. Wow.
Data guru.
Holy cow, look at this. Joe Biden was up by 80 points among this group back at this point in 2020. Look at where that margin has careened down towards. It's now just, get this, 37 points. I'm like speechless because you always look at history and you go, okay, this is a historic moment. If this polling is anywhere near correct, we are looking at a historic moment right now where black voters under the age of 50, which have historically been such a big part of the Democratic coalition, are leaving it in droves.
50.
Wow. That's on CNN. Let's Win for America Action co-founder Jeanette.
Okay, guys, what do you think about that?
Says it best.
Right?
I mean,
They flood
Megan,
the
I think.
borders.
What was that? You were on mute there.
Oh my
for a
god! Wait, so many people have loved my comments on Instagram right now. Okay, so they flood the borders with individuals that can recreate this whole situation that they were already creating with Bush. And so what happened was with 9/11, which unfortunately, all of these people lost their lives, and he didn't care, and he was just reading books. So it literally just, it spiraled. And so now they're all in this this clan of hell, which I call the regime from hell.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think there, Mr. Master Chris Greenman?
Well, I mean, she's referring to a lot of valid points, that we can certainly look at as contributors. So I wouldn't disagree with that at all. I mean, it's not like this whole thing just started this term, right? I mean, it's definitely been going on for a while, but I think people are just trying to catch on to it in the latter part. Is what
I was listening to Alex Jones talk because they were going to shut down his InfoWars thing, and he was talking about this whole thing, and he's like, if I would have told them, if you do this, you're going to make him a martyr and make him win the election, they would have done it anyways, because they still thought that their action, they were winning by punishing him.
Right.
And in turn, it's going to punish them in return, because it's just like, we're living in victim culture. So the more you make him a victim, the more votes you're going to give him. That's the bottom line. Even from the people that were going on the other side, right?
No, that's a great point, actually, Johnny Thunder.
That's a dang girl.
Yeah,
right
because they created this woke, all this stuff where everybody's feelings and everything else is going on. Well, they just set Trump right in for that, to be a target of that, which is going to gain the empathy and sympathy of people, which is probably why his poll numbers are jumping up, right?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Well, yeah, you said it. You should.
Yeah, well, I should agree with myself 100% of the time. Yeah, man.
We lost our anchor. I think
our anchor, Veronica Corningstone.
We're going to try to survive.
He's covering the squirrel at the zoo on the water skis from Anchorman right now.
Exactly.
But no,
did we know what she just said?
Well, she was in agreement. She liked the point.
Okay, good. Yeah,
no,
that was interesting.
Huh. So now that you're looking at this whole thing, these court cases, what's your take? Where do you see this heading as we get closer to the election, Chris?
I think the Supreme Court, my prediction is the Supreme Court will step in and just throw that case out the window, even though it's not a federal court, it's a state court. Yeah. But they're gonna give them immunity. They're gonna step in because they're already having to. I mean, what they did in Texas is a huge deal. I mean, the fact that Texas gets to decide who comes in the country is a big win for anyone, the country. Not even. I'm not going to say any party. I'm just going to say it's a huge win for anyone.
Veronica Corningstone's back. It's a huge OC Megs.
Yeah, where'd you go? Did you go surfing?
No, it's because I got a phone call, and so.
Oh, okay. Well,
how dare they call when you're doing your professional broadcasting? Don't they know you have a job?
Did I go surfing? I'm like, yeah, I wish.
Actually, she did go surfing.
Tell us about the call you got. Can we know about that?
No, I declined it. That's what I do.
That's what you do. I like it.
Well, Meg did go surfing, and I'd like to share an example of that today.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I have it somewhere. I think Meg did go surfing, if I recall. I have to find it in my special sharing videos.
Well, you
Look at
can find her surfing anytime, like at 52nd Avenue with her RS family.
Yes, that's where she gets down. But here's a new one where Meg was at today, and
Okay.
she was getting on stage, and she was trying to
where'd she
show
go?
people. Oh, she get another call. Okay,
Don't get any more calls.
okay. So here we are, and this is Meg. Meg was getting down. Go Meg. Oh, this is her Wonder Woman.
Boom. Oh.
I'm dying, man.
Oh my god, I love you so much.
Wow.
See,
so if I had a mic
that was
drop,
sports.
like
We
what
do the
we were
weather.
talking
That was
about, we can
sports.
talk about any person on the planet, right? But I think what happens when you have anything like like a Hitler or like a Pol Pot or Obama or Bush or a Biden individual, that
Bill Gates.
really at the end of the day it's like birds of a feather, like I've heard before, and
Norris.
really they just all run in the same flock, but they all use each other for certain things. And so what they do is that now they're using Putin, and they're using Zelensky, and they're using douchebag in North Korea, and who else do you know that they're using? So that's it.
Castro.
So
Well,
so
Cuba,
they're
not Castro.
trying to control the world. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the puppet show of fear. They're trying to scare you into the corner with the boogeyman. They used to do it in religion by telling you if you had a naughty thought, you'd go to hell.
Right.
Now they just use these internet puppets.
Yep.
That we vote for. We get to pick our puppets, but then the puppets turn against us.
Right.
Evil puppets. That's what we're talking about. It's the name of this podcast, Evil Puppets and More. And I'm glad that you showed us your stunt work, because that was highly impressive.
That was impressive. Especially, who was that? That was a huge crowd you had that you were dancing out to. That was pretty good.
Are you going to do that again tonight? Are you going on stage again tonight, Meg?
Oh, I am going on stage.
What time's your act go?